We'll get started with Joel.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for the time. Just wondering, with the homestand that you guys have right now and the international window, how much do you think that has helped in terms of team bonding and maybe developing more chemistry, just given the fact that there's been so many new faces on the team from the start of the season until now? Thanks.
Yeah, I think to have periods of time where you can get on the training field, where you can help people to integrate quicker, I think is really important. I think is essential for us to have that time after the 3-game week to work with Alonso Martinez, who's really in preseason. If you look at where he's came from, he hasn't come out of mid-season. He's in preseason, so he has an opportunity to do some physical work. And we've got Julian Fernandez, Bert Reese, Andres Pereira. All the new guys have had an opportunity to work within our process and spend more time with the players. So it's been positive.
Juan Carlos.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for your time. Just wanted to ask you, it's on paper, it's basically the last game at Yankee Stadium, you know, depending on the schedule down the line. But how does that put more, let's say, pressure into winning such a game? I know it's important, but the last game at Yankee Stadium, what does that mean?
Yeah, it means to play at Yankee Stadium means everything to us. To play in front of our home fans at Yankee Stadium, especially in the game against Red Bull, is an amazing occasion, really unique for us, really exciting for us. And I think, I don't know if we call it pressure. We feel pressure to win always because we want to win. It comes from the desire of wanting to win. But we definitely have a huge hunger to win in front of our fans at Yankee Stadium. And if people tell us that is the last time we can do it this year, then that gives us even more. Let's hope it's not, but that gives us. We can use that as fuel. So, I would like to think we have the same desire and fight to win at Yankee Stadium, whether it's the first or the last.
Andrew.
Hi, Coach. So first 2 meetings with the Red Bulls this year have been kind of tough away losses. What did you take away from them and sort of focus on in the build up to this match as sort of priorities for improving, or just areas that you think need to be addressed to change the results that you've seen thus far from playing them twice this year?
I think it's been tough because we haven't put our chances away. I think we have respect for the fact that their style is completely different to us. We completely dominated the first game. We didn't create enough clean opportunities. And, the second game was fairly even in the sense of they pressed the game well. We played through the press, on many occasions, and we don't create clean chances, which we have to make better decisions in the final third. And they win the game on a penalty. So I think both games were pretty even. I think we probably played better in imposing our style in the first game without creating clear chances and taking the chance. We know that the games are always going to be fine margins, but we have opportunities in the way that we play the game to create chances in both games. And I think that is the small margin that gives us wins in these games. We won the game last year at Yankee Stadium off to a set play moment and an almost secondary attack from a set play. We have to make sure that we don't allow counter-attack moments. We don't allow Red Bull to apply their style. But, I can't say that I feel like we've been dominated in either game.
Christian?
Hi, good afternoon, Coach Nick. Just wanted to ask you, Rebels will be one of their top defenders, Sean Nealis. How does that benefit the team? And perhaps go into a little bit more detail on how this system can help get the team 3 points against the Rebels. Thank you.
I think, when teams lose guys that play regularly for them, it can be disruptive, but we don't rely on that. Irrelevant of Red Bull, whether it's Red Bull, New England, Montreal, I always focus on our team and how our team can make sure that we play well. And, if the opposition are missing important guys, then, that's something that they have to find a solution for. With regards to us, I think you see in both games the moments where we We know Red Bull are a high pressing team. We know they want to make the game messy. We know they want to work in transition and they want to take advantage of transition moments and direct moments. And for us, we control the game with possession. We know we're never going to have 100% of the ball. So we have to set up defensively to deny Red Bull the opportunity to have those moments. I thought they had probably too many of them in the second game. In the first game, we completely dominated the game. We just weren't good enough in the final third. And if we can get those moments that we got in the second game where we take advantage of the fact that they throw a lot of numbers forwards, then we can create goal chances. It's going to come down to the decision-making in the final third. And I think for us is where our focus is can we create goal chances that take advantage of their style? But they're doing exactly the same to us.
Gonna go in the room, Roberto.
Just following up a little bit on that. So they've lost their last 3 games and they've only scored 1 goal and they've allowed 7. What have you seen from them that has changed that all of a sudden they're heading south?
No, I think the style of a high pressing, really aggressive team that plays in transition, and there's many examples of this, and Red Bull are one of those, is that if you come up against a team that becomes really clinical in taking goal chances, you can be on the wrong end of conceding goals. The flip side is if you turn the ball over in the areas you want to turn the ball over, you're really close to goal and you can be really aggressive the other way. So they're in a moment where they've probably faced, I watched the Philadelphia game and Philadelphia were really clinical, although, you know, it's difficult for them when they go down to 10 players. For us, it's the same. If we can create the opportunities that we've created over the last 10 games and we can be really clinical in taking those chances, we have more chances of winning. But we have to be really aware that Red Bull will try and, you know, create goal chances from our mistakes, create goal chances from regaining the ball in really aggressive high areas. And I've said before, when we play Red Bull, and I say this to Troy when we play, our styles really conflict. If you don't support Red Bull or you don't support New York City, it's an amazing game to watch because the two styles contradict each other really well. And that's why I think it makes for an amazing game. The team, I say, every time we play, the team that applies the style the most will get the upper hand in the game. And then it's about taking goal chances.
When New York has conceded the first goal, they haven't won a game yet. So what have you been trying to do mentally, I guess, with the team, that if that does happen, that the team doesn't get down and can get a result even if you concede first?
I think you have to go through these, as a young team, you have to go through these experiences. Of course, we've added more age to the team and the age profile of the team has risen with the transfer window. But you know, we have to improve our resilience. We have to continue to grow the team, the mindset and the mentality of the team in those moments. And I think that almost becomes a snowballing moment, that when you concede the first goal, it almost becomes a here we go again moment. And we have to break the back of that. We have to make sure that we are the team that can answer back and then can go and win the football game. And this is the flip side, is Vancouver. We have to go from 1 goal to 2 goals. You see Montreal, we get a 2-goal lead and we win the football game. We don't take our chances to go 2-0 up in the Vancouver game, and it always leaves the game in the balance for a tie from a penalty or a set play or a goal. And I think we've been fairly solid defensively throughout the season. We probably just gave up these moments like the Red Bull first game where you give a cheap penalty and then you give the first goal away, or you give the tying goal away, and then you have to have the resilience and the mindset to push on again and take the win.
Final one, Andrew.
Hey, I just wanted to ask about sort of the health status of the team just from the Vancouver game ending, seeming like a lot of guys were sort of banged up. And obviously the loss of Maxi Morales, we know he's out for the rest of the season, but like sort of, are there any other lingering concerns heading into the Red Bulls game? And did any of the guys coming out of Vancouver sort of like need any further rest or issues or anything like that?
Well, we've had small issues. Obviously, you see the way the team come out of that game. The good thing about this is we had some time, but we're ongoing. We're monitoring guys. We're making sure that we get the freshest guys at this stage of the season on the field. We've obviously got Tavon Gray, Micha Ilinic to assess. They just return off international duty. The only guy that I can confirm is out is Maxi Morales, but is always ongoing with the likes of Thiago Martins and James Sands and these guys that looked a little bit. Bert Reese came off in the Vancouver game, so these guys that have come from different leagues and are in season, or the guys that have gone through a very aggressive MLS season. We're going to continue to monitor them. We have another day tomorrow. We then obviously have to pick a team for Saturday to play. So at the moment, Maxi's out, and we're probably going to monitor Micha and Tavon if they can't roll because they had long flights and games. That we'll find a solution for that position.